good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. I'm here today with Eileen Murray, and Eileen is one of our meditators here. We offer a guided meditation every day of the year. And Eileen's meditations are so beautiful. They're just so grounding. So, Eileen, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ruth. It's lovely to be here. Hello,
We,
everyone.
we love having you here. So you may start whenever you are ready.
Okay, thank you. This morning, I thought what we would be present with is the conditioned mind and the unconditioned mind as source, as the light of all that is. And it's experiential. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and bring your attention inside. From the world of effect, our consciousness, what's happening in our life is an expression of our consciousness. And when we can look at that within ourselves very lovingly, no matter what's going on, it gives us an opportunity to be present to that and choose freedom and be open to not judging ourselves. So when we think of the conditioned mind, we're born into this life and we have a basket, and the basket is our consciousness. And that basket tells us, in that basket, we're told if we do this, this will happen. And this happened because of our heritage, health heritage. And so I'm going to invite you to simply open to the conditioning that you have seen in your own life. And as you're doing that, look inside and see how your body responds with the thoughts and the beliefs that you have running in the mind that tell you, I need this. Or advertising says, you need this in order to be healthy. You need this to be more beautiful. You need this to be happy. And as you hear these voices, these stories, be aware of what's happening in your body and in the energy field around you. As these stories of the mind, the conditioning, if I don't have this, this won't happen. We're not changing anything. We're observing. We're bringing awareness, the light of who we are, the awareness, the essence that knows everything, that observes everything, to the voices and the stories that we've been conditioned by. And breathe. And as you hear these stories and these stories of the mind, which are usually going on all the time, telling us something, again, notice if there's any restriction or what happens in your body and around you as an observation. And now ask yourself the question, who would I be without this story? Look through the story or the belief. And what is there? And if there's any resistance or doubt, would you welcome that up as another belief? And look through that. Who would I be without self-doubt? Who would I be without fear? And as you look at it, who would I be without fear, without self-doubt? How does your body feel? What happens in your body and in your energy field? Can you be present as the light of who you are, that presence, to that fear or doubt, simply watching it? And allow that light, that presence, that stillness to deepen. And what would happen if you decided, I'm going to rest, bring my attention and rest in that presence and as that presence? And then welcome up any situation that kind of stirs some emotion up in you of what's going on in your life, what's happening in the world. And what would happen if you stand there as that presence to that situation, not trying to change it or fix it, but you're looking through it. You're looking through it as a conditioned mind with its own story. It should be this way, or there's anger happening there, and you're standing there as presence. And if there's any stirring up of any emotion or thought or belief, welcome that into the field of the presence that is. It is looking through the limitation that is happening in the world and seeing beyond the duality of the situation. What is there? And then what would happen if there's anger there and you bring love there? Allow the love to do the work. You're the vessel through which the love flows. And breathe. And as you stand there as the love, what is happening in your body and around your field? And what happens in that situation as you stand there as the presence of love? And breathe. And then I'm going to ask this inner presence that is the essence of who you are, the light of the soul, to show you or give you a gift in symbolic form of what it is you need in your life today. And just see if there's any resistance to that or any doubt that it's authentic. And if it is, if there is anything, just welcome that and allow the presence to be present to it. And if there is a welcoming, no resistance, simply accept that gift. And where does it want to reside in your body or in your field? And then ask it if it has anything it wants to share with you or show you. And as that gift is there for you, that life, that essence, that one infinite life, that one infinite love is also everywhere now. It needs only to be recognized and accepted in consciousness. And are you willing to be a transparency for that and as that love, being active everywhere, even though the outer circumstance can show something different? You're being the vessel to see it and accept it as it being active and allowing it to do the work. All we have to do is say yes to it being present everywhere. And what if we get really bold in our consciousness and say, love is there. Only love is there behind the seeming unlove. What happens when you do that? What happens in the environment as you see that love being active and declaring it? I am that. And the other is that, even though they may not know that. And the earth is that love. We are choosing to see that the qualities of spirit being active as we see them and accept them within our own consciousness first. And then we see that love being active as everything within our body. It's governing our organs and every aspect of our being if we open to it. And part of that is in the welcoming of the fears and the doubts and the resistances and the limited patterns, so that they can be transmuted. And we breathe as the one infinite love. And again, we ask it if it has anything that it wants to show us or tell us that we're not aware of at the moment. And we give thanks to all the qualities of spirit: peace, love, harmony. All of that exists within our spirit. That is what I am. And when you feel ready, open your eyes.
Thank you, Eileen.
Welcome.
Your meditations always give such a good, grounded perspective and place to just sit in the day. So friends, if this meditation touched you the way it touched me, just save it to your own Facebook feed, and then you'll always be able to find it on your own page. I loved when you said you are the vessel through which the love flows, and that love even governs our organs. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Eileen?
Sure. There's a consciousness. It's a human limited consciousness of duality that says, if we do this, this is what's going to happen, and we have this long to live. And if you take this, this is going to happen. Then there's the divine, where everything is perfect and already in completion and whole, eternal. And that's our spirit. And when we open and say yes to living as that, that's what governs our bodies and our whole world. And what we're doing then is welcoming up the limiting beliefs and thoughts, so that that love can dissolve it, and that the love that is who we really are, it's like the organs are governed, but everything in our life is under the governance of that, and is an expression of that love, and as that light. Yeah.
But it also, so I'm just thinking, if somebody is terminally ill with something, having love govern your organs does not necessarily mean then that you become healed on the physical plane.
No, sometimes people will transition, but they're in that spiritual identity, and they're knowing. But it also means that they could just instantaneously heal, realign. And that's what happened to Anita Murjani. She's such a beautiful example of that happening with her. She was down to 70 pounds, and she had these her cancer were the size of lemons through her lymphatic system. And she was actually in a coma, and she went to the other side and met, she said, a love that she had no words for. And then she just started to heal. And the doctors really had a tough time with that, because it didn't fit in the box. And so we're so used to the conditioning of what we've been told. But the most important thing is that people can be transitioning and have cancer and still be full of love. So there's no judgment about it. But it's also important to open to anything is possible with the divine, anything. And she's such a beautiful example. Her story is such a beautiful example of that.
Well, and I think of our dear friend Linda Dirks that did transition from cancer, but the last 6 months of her life were an amazing awakening and explosion of herself as soul. So it got to the point that she preferred to transition on to step into her next role.
Yeah.
She didn't want to stay here in the spirit form anymore. So yeah, just fascinating work that you're doing, Eileen. Thank you so much. Eileen, if people want to know more about you, I know you're teaching classes and you also work one-on-one with people. How do they find out about you?
My website is thenewcreation.ca. And that's where I'm teaching with the Akashic Records, is that we're coming from the new, we're coming from the place of soul, and in ways that when we open our records, things that we have no idea about can come through. So that's a way people can get a hold of me if they wish.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eileen. So much love to you. I appreciate you and everything that you're bringing to me personally, as well as Enlightened World Network. And our friends here on the network, thank you so much for being here. So much love to all of you. Take good care. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.